It's nothing special, everybody could do that. Therefore, he used that story to put one copper egg on a plate like this. And after a while, I came to that position that they pointed out. Tesla also demonstrated this experiment like this to show that there is no contact between that rotational part, an egg, and part that stays still below. That invisible force that Tesla used to rotate the egg, we call electromagnetic force, and how all these things work in very simplified way. Between these two black marks, we have one coil. It is an iron bar, and around that iron bar, copper wire. These two coils are interconnected into phase 1, and other two opposite coils are interconnected into phase 2. So when current runs to first phase, we have north magnetic pole here, south here, and our stick will orient itself that it's south and north, north, south. Then first phase is off, second one is on. So north is here, south is here, stick rotates, southward north, northward south. Then second phase is off, first one is on again, but now current runs in different direction. So north is here, south is here, and stick rotates again, always southward north and northward south. And with that constant turning phases off and on, our stick inside constantly rotates in that one direction. Also, if we change direction of turning phases off and on in the other way, our stick will start to rotate in that other direction. Because we have here one magnetic field that constantly rotates, we call this Tesla's invention rotational magnetic field. And because we have a number of phases of currents that constantly change its direction, we call it system of polyphase alternating currents. So two names for same thing. If we, instead of an egg or a stick, put one cage like this, that cage will also rotate, and it has a shaft on which we can connect whatever we want, ventilator in our home, washing machine, fuel car, anything else we want to rotate. So here we have no more and no less alternating current electric motor. Person who decided to finance breakthrough of these patterns of Nikola Tesla in general public was George Westinghouse. So Westinghouse and Tesla signed a contract. In that contract, it was stated that for every single horsepower installed by Westinghouse company of Tesla's inventions, Westinghouse has to pay Nikola Tesla $1 American. But after only 1 year of implementation of that contract, number of horsepower installed in the United States was so huge that Westinghouse tried to pay Tesla, he would go bankrupt. So he came to Tesla and said, I have a problem, I cannot do what we can agree. Tesla said, okay, where is the contract we have signed? Westinghouse gave that contract in Tesla's hands, and Tesla simply ripped the contract in front of Westinghouse's eyes. Therefore, he gave up a huge sum of money that was granted to him, some money that would make him one of the richest individuals on the planet at that time, but he didn't want to give up friendship he had with Westinghouse. He said, you helped me when I was in need, now when you are in need, I will help you. And also, life philosophy of Nikola Tesla was that everything that he was doing was primarily for some greater good benefit of mankind. His personal material wealth was at second place. And that is how alternating current machines stay in use nowadays. And we can say that we use that alternating current of Nikola Tesla. Every day we are using electricity in our homes. That is one great legacy of Nikola Tesla. All of us, another one that we also use every day. Every time we are using mobile phones or internet is wireless transmission of signal. How, of course, well, both of those things came much later after Tesla, but without the possibility of wireless transmitting signal, it would be impossible. And how wireless transmission of signal work, I will try to explain in these two tuning forks, where I will hit the first one and we will hear the second one. Great, but if I put this small metal part on second tuning fork, now I hit the first one. You don't hear the second one. So So why is it? First, when I hit this first one, it starts to vibrate with some frequency. That vibrations are sent to air like waves. When these waves came to our ears, we noticed that as a sound. Also, when these waves came to the second tuning fork, as long as it's the same as the first one, it's their own internal frequency, it will start to vibrate with the same vibrations. But when I put a small metal part on it, we can say that I changed its frequency, and that small metal part basically turns off these vibrations. It doesn't even allow them to happen. That phenomenon in physics is something that sends and something that receives is the same, or on the same frequency, we call resonancy, and that is how every wireless transmission works. Transmitter and receiver should be at the same frequency. Using analogy, we can imagine that this small metal part is, for example, button on our radio receivers with which we choose frequency of radio station we want to listen at the moment. All around us there are a number of transmitters of radio waves of different frequencies constantly present around us. We just change frequency on receiver, choosing which of them we want to listen. Nikola Tesla demonstrated wireless transmission of signal in 1898 at River Hudson in New York, where he put black boat against the river and remotely controlled that boat. That remote controller was about 1 meter in height and half meter length, half meter top view, and people present there first didn't believe there are no wires between that controller and the boat, so they were searching some wires around controller but couldn't find any because there was no any. Then some got an idea that Tesla trained one small monkey to operate the boat from inside, true story, so he had to open it to show that there are no living beings inside. Till now we spoke about two great achievements of Nikola Tesla: wireless transmission of signal, alternating current machines. Both of them are his work of 19th century, or first half of his life. We can say that both of them are foundation of our modern world even in the 21st century, because most of the things we use today are either wireless or alternating current. Still, we have to be honest and admit that if Tesla didn't even appear in history, we would live the same lives today, because a number of individuals around the globe worked on the same principles as Tesla did, just he was first one successful. Therefore, we are speaking about him, not about anybody else. In the second half of his life, in the 20th century, Tesla started to work with his life idea that he never finished, and that is wireless transmission of large amounts of energy or power. We know that voltage in our electrical grid in our homes is about 220 volts. We believe that voltage is high and dangerous, but voltage is something that living beings sense as a heat or high temperature. And up to 500,000 volts we wouldn't sense much. Dangerous is this alternating current at a frequency of 50 Hz in Europe, 60 in America. It means it changes direction that many times a second, and when that kind of current runs through our body, it wants to contract our muscles that many times a second. Heart is one muscle that cannot contract itself 50 times in a second, therefore it stops. That is why this kind of current is dangerous to us. But Tesla wanted to wireless transmit currents that are harmless to living beings, and these are so-called high-frequency currents. They simply work in nature in a way that when they run through a conductor, they don't run through the core of it, but only through outside surface. So, in case of us people, our outside surface is our skin, therefore we call that effect skin effect. Now, I will turn these lights off so we can see better our next experiment with currents that have voltage 100,000 volts, but also have frequency 100,000 hertz, so we will see how they look and sounds. Great. So, well, there is a possibility for you to join join you here, but you have to fulfill one condition, and that is you're not allowed to have anything metal inside your bodies, such as artificial bone or pacemaker for your heart, something like that. So I don't want to be misunderstood. You don't have to remove your watches, your earrings, your rings, because that is on surface. It's the same with the tooth implant, so it's on surface that is safe, but something deeper, so I don't recommend to join you. And if you are fulfilling that precondition, and you are willing to join me, you can raise your hands and I will choose someone.
Klárika? Miért?
Sure. Thank you.
Mi történhet? Mondjuk én sejtettem pontosan, hogy...
Over there. That's right. Stop there. All turn. Great. So.
Így meg fog állni a Kopasz bácsi haja, vagy mi?
So we hold this stick with this hand. It's important the other side is visible on the other side of the hand. Grip should be a firm one and come close. Let's say 2 fingers or less. Closest you are, the strongest the grip, you will feel less. So you will feel more here, and when you lose grip, you will feel more than you are here. Okay, you understand me? Okay, hold that, you will hold this lamp. Also, grip should be a strong one and just stay, like Statue of Liberty. Just you have to come close to him, not with the lamp, but with the other hand, with the other. You have to hold your hands.
Másik kez.
Oh, yeah,
That's right.
Ja?
That's right. And that grip should be a firm one. Okay. You will feel something in your hands, but don't worry. So it's just 100,000 volts actually. Ready?
Csak 1000 volt.
3, 2, 1. So was it terrible?
No.
Interesting.
Did you feel it in that hand?
No, I was thinking.
I didn't feel it in this hand at all, only this hand.
Let's, okay, great. No problem. Hold that stick as you did. Just now maintain contact between the wire like this. Maintain contact, okay?
Okay.
You hold that lamp as you did before. Just now point fingers one to another. Do that, okay. Hands up, hands up. You will feel the right distance. So when I turn this on, come really close to the fingers. Now distance, now more distance. And now come close, closer. Oh, did you saw this part?
Yes.
Okay, you felt
I
this.
saw this one, yeah.
So you are free to go. Thank you very much. We'll stay for a while.
Taps.
You will point first toward them like this, okay? And when I turn this on, come really close to the light bulb like this. Now come closer. Closer. Toward the light bulb. Toward that again. And light bulb again. That's all. Thank you very much.
Szép.
So we have few conclusions from these experiments. First one is pure conductance. Electricity runs through us. Second one, these high frequency currents are harmless. Nothing happened to anybody. Well, maybe during the day or just make it mounted. Nobody said it happens 2 times. Third conclusion from last version of the experiment, when that new lamp was near the light bulb, it lit. When it was far from it, it didn't lit. So conclusion is, we cannot wirelessly transmit energy on large distances. And that was the idea of Nikola Tesla, to build a number of towers around the globe. These towers would be in spots where power plants are. Energy would be produced there, transmitted
Ez
into
a igazi
atmosphere,
villám.
constantly present around the globe, and we will connect to that constantly present energy in the same way we are choosing radio station. We want to listen, change the frequency on our receiver. We can imagine that this ball over here is that tower Nikola Tesla connected to a power plant, while this ball over here is antenna on top of our house, connected to light bulb we have in our home. I need 2 volunteers for this experiment. We have, sure, as far as I'm concerned, you can arrive. Anybody else?
Valaki más. Na, még egy.
Sure, lady, would you arrive? Okay, sure.
Az jó, az nem volt szóval szó, hogy kísérleti nyulak is leszünk.
Thank you for your, sure. Well, just hold it, that's right. Hold this. Come here. Okay, you stay there. You come here close to number 15. Here. That's right. Just can I? So, point it up, you do also. So, don't do this, okay? Only later you will point toward the audience. But now, point it up, okay? In first case, both transmitter and receiver are on the same frequency as two tuning forks before. And what this? Also but then we change frequency on our receiver. Let's say we put small metal part in second tuning fork. Then we change frequency on our receiver again. We remove small metal part from second tuning fork. Was it terrible? Thank you. So you are free to go. Thank you. Thank you for your participation. Without you, it wouldn't work the way it works. So certainly, my thanks to you. So we have wireless transmission of energy here, but only on this short distance, less than 2 meters, and only to turn 2 neon lamps and 1 light bulb. Anything further or larger than that would be hard to achieve. Nikola Tesla went into financial problems with these experiments. He was searching for some new investors, but people weren't willing to invest in something they didn't see possible to achieve. So, today we live in a world where we have wireless transmission of energy, and we use it every day, but only very small amounts of energy. That is what we call wireless transmission of signal, and we use it for communication, for sending information. When Tesla was thinking about his wireless rail system, he was never thinking about something that would be used just for communication. He saw that as a useful but side effect of much larger and more ambitious wireless rail system. We live today in a world that Tesla invented. We wouldn't need to use cables, wires of any kind. Even our vehicles wouldn't need to use any fuel or battery, but could connect to that constantly present energy around us that should be produced somewhere, but its distribution would be simpler. Still, we are far from that as far as we can foresee in our future, because Nikola Tesla, as a pioneer in the field of wireless transmission, couldn't knew what we know now, that as long as we are transmitting small amounts of energy and we repeat the same pattern through time, we can transmit it to large distances through space. But as soon as we are enlarging that amount of energy we want to transmit, also distance falls rapidly. So, therefore, we are still living in the world we are living. Anyway, I need more volunteers for our next experiment. I'm fine with that. So, if also you are, sure. Thank you. Anybody else? Someone before you, please.
Ez a
Come on, it will be fun.
De tudod milyen
Thank you.
kalitka ez, hogy nem megy be az áram. Faraday.
Hey, hi. How are you? It's nice to see you guys. Hope you will stay 5 minutes later. Could you both please enter inside the cage?
Ketten. Two.
Hi. So, we have lightsaber from Star Wars. This is more like Star Trek teleportation machine. Between these two plugs, we create 500,000 volts voltage. Wire comes strangely close to the cage, so we will see what happens. Did you found anything? Could you please put your hands on the cage? Let's try to sure that I have no problem. Did you find anything? Nothing. Are you disappointed? Are you disappointed? Anyway, well, that's all we have here. So, thank you very much.
Bravo.
So why nothing happened? This cage is so-called Faraday cage. Each event is
Faraday.
completely closed from all
Yes.
sides. And currently it's that cage, it runs only through outside surface of it. Anybody inside are completely protected from any voltage. Our transform lightings in our homes, cars, planes, they're all some sort of Faraday cages. Nikola Tesla worked with large voltages. Largest voltage he created was 12.5 million volts. There is famous picture of him sitting and reading a book and around him 12.5 million volts lighting. That picture was taken in 1899 in his Colorado Springs laboratory, and it is double exposition. So that means two pictures later combined in one. Largest voltage we have here is 3 million volts. So let's see how it looks and sounds. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it again. And last time. So that's the loudest thing you will hear in the museum. Regarding Nikola Tesla, since he went into financial problems with wireless transmission of energy, he spent the rest of his life writing his ideas in hotel rooms on paper. He didn't have money for new laboratories and experiments, and he died in 1943 in a hotel room in New York. It said alone and poor. It's always strange how somebody could be poor and live in New York in a hotel room. And while there is a solution of that mystery, in Tesla's case, owner of that hotel, in an agreement with Westinghouse company, gave that room for free to Nikola Tesla. Still, that was great inventor. The rest of us mortals, it wouldn't be that way. You maybe have any questions?
No, thanks.
If not, then thank you for your attention. And now, Polygon Mind will guide you through full mind mode. Thank you very much.
Thank you.